Hola amigos, buenos dias, good morning. Happy Thursday for all of you. We are about to finish our first week of online teaching. Please get ready with your math packet for March the 26th and let's begin. Okay, in this paper we have 7 questions. Let's start working on them. Question number 1. The model below represents a playground. And then we can see that it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 sides. The question here is, what is the perimeter of the playground in meters? First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the question, what is the perimeter of the playground in meters? And let's also remember that the perimeter, I'm going to type it here for you, perimeter, you have to add all the sides. This is not a multiplication length times width anymore. That is for area. Again, perimeter is add all the sides. So remember we have 6 sides right here. When you add all of them, you're going to find the perimeter. So let's start doing it right here. First, I'm going to add these two right here. 40 plus 40. Okay. 40 plus 40 is 80. I'm not going to do the addition of that one because I'm sure you're following me here. And maybe you did it before. So 40 plus 40 is 80. I just brought it there. And I'm going to cross it out so I know I already added those two. Then I'm going to choose these two sides that are also equal. 32 plus 32. Amigos, what is 32 plus 32? 2 plus 2 is 4, and 3 plus 3 is 6. So that is a 64 right there. And I'm going to cross it out because I already added them. Now I'm going to add the two numbers that I have left. 80 plus 16. 80 plus 16. That is also an easy addition there. 80 plus 16 is 96. Now that I have found these three numbers, 80, remember 80 comes from 40 plus 40. I also added 32 plus 32. And I also added 80 plus 16. That was 96. Let me make clear 6 right here. I'm going to cross them out. I already have these three numbers, but of course I have not finished. My last step is going to be add the three numbers together. I'm going to use a just box right here for text. So let me just type it right here. Okay. I'm going to use my pencil actually, sorry. So I'm going to have 80. That is the first number, plus 64. 64. I'm going to add those two together first. 80 plus 64. 0 plus 4 is 4. And 8 plus 6 is 14. Now I have 144. And I just need to add these other numbers. So let's do it here. 144 plus 96. That will be my last addition before I find my answer. 144 plus 96. Make sure the numbers are aligned. The ones with the ones, the tens with the tens. And the hundreds, we only have one number there. 4 plus 6, that is 10. So I'm going to put a 0 and I'm going to carry 1. Make sure on your paper I can see that you carry this number. Okay. Oh, that wasn't very clear right there. Let me erase. Good thing I can erase this. Okay. So I carried 1 that I'm going to put right here. Okay, so that was 1 plus 4 plus 9. So 1 plus 4 is 5 plus 9 more, that is 14. So 4, and I carry 1 also here. 1 plus 1, that is 2. So we have found the answer together there. The answer should be 240. So letter A is not a good option. Letter B is not a good option either. I found the answer on letter C right here, 240 meters. Okay, I'm going to also cross out letter D because I know that number is not the one I need. And I'm ready to go on number 2. Which model shows that 2/3 is equivalent to 4/6? First, let's remember that equivalent means the same value, equal. And we need 2/3 and 4/6. So I will need to get a diagram here, a model. One side is going to show 2/3, 2 out of 3. So I'm going to put it here, 2/3, 2 out of 3 is equivalent, is equal to 4/6. So 4 out of 6, 4/6. Okay, let's start checking the models. Letter F. Is this side 2/3? Are 2 of the 3 shaded? No, only 1 of the 3 is shaded. So this side of this model is not correct. Let's check the other side. Are 4 out of 6, 4/6 shaded? No, I only see 1 and 2 shaded. So this is not correct. None of them are correct. I can already eliminate letter F. Let's move to letter G. I need 2/3. And this is 1 and 2, but it's not out of 3. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in total. So I can already eliminate letter G. That is not a good model there. It is not 2/3. Letter H, 2/3. But remember that the fractions should be exactly the same. They should be the same size, the same part of the model. We can see that in this model, there are 1, 2, and 3 parts, but amigos, the part right here in the middle is way bigger than the other one, so that is not equivalent. Meaning this shaded part is not the same as this one because this one is way bigger, so it cannot be 2/3. So this model is not correct. The same happened to the one next to it. It actually has 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4 shaded out of 6 in total, but the model is not equivalent. It means they don't have the same size. They are not equivalent fractions. So I'm going to cross that model out, and letter H is not a good option. So I believe that J should be the right one. Let's check. 2/3 on this side, 1 and 2. 2 out of 3. This one is correct. And you can see they are the same size. And 4/6. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 out of 6. 4/6. So letter J is a correct answer there. Good job. In number 3, use a ruler to measure the sides of the rectangle shown below in centimeters. So use a ruler to measure In centimeters. So not in inches. If you use the inches side of the ruler, it's not going to work. Amigos, I'm not really sure if you have a ruler at home, so I already used mine on my paper, and I found that the width is 3 centimeters. So I already measured it for you in case you don't have a ruler at home. Let me just make that number 3 clearer there. So it should be a number 3. Okay. And the length right here, I also use my ruler, and that is 7. So again, the length is 7 centimeters, cm, which is the abbreviation of centimeters, and the width is 3 centimeters. Please make sure you write this on your paper. Even if you don't have a ruler, I already did it for you, so you know the measures. The question is, what is the area of the rectangle? Remember, we had a question like this in our paper from yesterday, and I typed for you that area equals the length times the width. So we have to multiply the length, which is 7, times the width, that is 3. So what is 7 times 3? Well, if I don't remember, I'm going to try to do my tables of 7. So 7, 14, and 7 more. What is 14 plus 7 more? That will be 21. So 7 times 3, 1, 2, 3, that is 21. 21 square centimeters. Remember, when we find the area, the measure is going to be square centimeters or square inches or square meters, whatever measurement you're using. So that will be 21. Great job there. I'm going to cross out the rest just because they don't match the 21 that I found when I multiplied the length times the width. 7 times 3. Okay, let's move on to number 4. I really like this question. So let's just go ahead and do it together there. Okay, let me just erase that line that I did by accident. Okay. And let's just continue here. Okay. Number 4 right there. At Seoul Elementary, there are 138 students in the 3rd grade. There are 20 more students in the 4th grade than 3rd grade. There are 60 fewer students in the 5th grade than 4th grade. And the question is, how many students are in the 5th grade? Well, that was a little bit of a tricky question, right? So let me see. 138 in 3rd grade. 20 more students in the 4th grade than in 3rd grade. And then there are 60 fewer students in the 5th grade than in 4th grade. And they are asking us to find out how many students are in the 5th grade. How many in 5th grade? Okay, so let's begin. The first step I'm going to do is I'm going to make a box right here. I'm going to make a box right here, and then I'm going to put that 3rd grade has 138. Now let's find 4th grade. 4th grade, it says that there are 20 more students in the 4th grade than in 3rd grade. For this reason, I'm going to find my answer in an easy way. I'm going to add 138. I'm going to do it right here. 138 plus 20. Okay, sorry about those numbers. I hope you can understand. 8 plus 0, that is 8. And 3 plus 2, that is 5. And this one is just by itself, so that would be 158. Great, now I found the answer right here. Oh, I need to erase this line. Just actually trace a line I didn't want. Okay. So again, we know that for 4th grade, we already found it. That should be 158. And now let's find how many for 5th grade. The problem says that there are 60 fewer. Remember, when it says fewer, we need to subtract. So I'm going to put my subtraction, my minus sign here, so I know I need to subtract. 60 fewer students in the 5th grade than in 4th grade. So the number from 4th grade, that was 158. Let me write it right here. 158. I need to subtract 60 minus 60 because it says fewer. So 8 minus 0, that is 8. And then we already have these two numbers here, amigos. That is 15 minus 6. You see, I'm just going to subtract. Instead of borrowing, because that will be the same, I can also do it, and then I go to my neighbor. My neighbor becomes a 0, and this 5 becomes a 15, right? That's exactly the same. I'm just going to turn it into a 15. Let me just erase that one there to make it very clear. 15 right here. I should be able to see it on your paper too when you share that picture with me. So 15 minus 6, that is 9. And now we have the answer, amigos. We know that in 5th grade there are 98 students. Now that we have found the answer right there, let me move this table that I did right here. I'm going to put it right here. I know that in 5th grade there are 98 students. I'm going to use my grade right here. The ones go right here next to the decimal point, remember? And then my tens go here. And that should look at 98. So this is a 9, bubble in, and 8, 98. Make sure I can see these steps on your paper so I can give you a good grade there for strategies and steps. I still need to erase these lines there. And now we're going to read problem number 5. Brianna is holding 6 candies in each of her hands. Well, we know that she has 2 hands, right? So 6 in one hand, 6 in the other hand. She will eat 4 of the candies. Which number sentence shows the number of candies Brianna will have left? So that is a very good question there. 6 candies in each of her hands. I'm going to put here times 2 because she has 2 hands, right? She will eat 4 of the candies. What happens to the candy when you eat it, amigos? Do you add to the number that you have or you subtract? She will eat 4 of the candies. And of course, when you eat candy, you have less candy. You have a smaller number, so that is a subtraction. So minus 4. Now that we have that number, we need to find something that says 6 times 2. 6 times 2 minus 4, minus the 4 candy that she ate. Let's find the answer here. 6 times 2. What is 6 times 2? That is 12. Very good. 12 minus 4. That should be an 8. And then you notice that the right answer is letter B. because that has the numbers that we need. Okay, great job right there. Question number 6 right here. Let me make it a bit just smaller for you. Number 6, Gretchen separated some marbles into equal groups as shown below. Let's count how many are in each group. There are 6 in each group. I can see that clearly. And we have how many groups? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we need to do 6 times 6. 6 times 6. How do I find the answer? Let me make my tables of 6 right here. Remember that to create your tables, you just add the same number. So 6 and 6 plus 6 is 12. And 6 more, that should be 18. 18 plus 6 more, that is 24. Remember that you can count with your fingers, or you can use another strategy to add those 6 more. 30. 36 is the next number. 42. 48. 54 and 60. Okay, just gonna get till my question there. So I already have the tables of 6, and I know that 6 times 6 is, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 6 is 36. Let me change it, just the color there. I'm gonna change it for a red color. So 6 times 6 equals 36. I'm going to write it right here so I don't forget. And the question here says, which shows these marbles are arranged as an array. So we need to find an array from these 4 options that has 36. That's what we need to find. Let's start with letter F. Right here I see that this array has 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this side on the length, horizontally, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And remember, we just multiply these two numbers. 5 times 9. I'm sure you know your tables of 5, amigos. So what is 5 times 9? Correct, that is 45. And 45, well, it is not the same as 36, so I need to eliminate this option. That's not a good option. Let's go for letter G. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 like this, and let's see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4 and 9 right there. What is 4 times 9? If you don't remember, we can also do our tables of 4 or our tables of 9 if you want to. Any of the tables is going to be fine. So let me do my tables of 4 right here. That is 4. Okay, just going to make another text box here. Okay, to do my tables of 4. Okay, so that's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, sorry, right there, 32, 36, and 40. That's my tables of 4. This is 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, and 36. Finally, 40 there. So 4 times 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is 36. Let me change the color here too, so we can know the answer clearly. And that should be the answer here, 36. Well, we know that 36 is the same as 36 right there, so this might be the right answer here. I'm going to put a question mark. Let's go to the next array. This is 5 on this side and 6 on this side. What is 5 times 6, amigos? You know your tables of 5. That is a 30. So 30 is not the same as 36. Let me cross it out. And let's finish with letter J right there. So letter J, I cannot see the array because of this table, so I'm just going to change it over here. Tables of 4. And I'm going to move my tables of 6 right here. Let's see this array. We have 5 this side and 8 on this side on the length. What is 5 times 8? Again, use your tables of 5. That is 40. So it's not the number we need. I'm going to cross it out too. And that should be letter G. So the right answer is letter G, because the array also has 36. Great work. Let's finish this paper with question number 7. Question number 7 right there. It says, Miguel's mother said he could have 1/3 of a cookie or 1/8 of a cookie. Miguel wants the greatest amount of cookie possible. Which portion of a cookie should Miguel choose? So for that, I'm going to make text here. 1/3, that's the first option. 1/3 or 1 out of 3, and the other option is 1/8. 1 out of 8. Remember, amigos, that to compare two numbers, we're going to use butterfly method. And for butterfly method, I'm going to do a cross multiplication. So 1 times 8 is 8. I'm going to put it here not to forget. And so 1 times 8 is 8. 3 times 1 is 3. So you can clearly see that this fraction 1/3 is actually bigger. So 1/3 is bigger. Remember that the number at the bottom is not a good indication to compare. So we need to use butterfly method to know which one is greater. Now that we know that 1/3 is greater, let's read the options. So which portion of a cookie should Miguel choose? Remember that he's trying to get the greatest, he wants the greatest amount of cookie possible. Options, letter A, 1/3. The pieces of a cookie split into thirds are larger than the pieces of a cookie split into eighths. Well, this might be the right option because we have 1/3 right there. We have the option that we want. Letter B, 1/8. Well, we already know that 1/8 is smaller, so I'm going to cross it out. But anyways, I'm going to read all the sentence. It says 1/8. 8 is larger than 3, so 1/8 is larger than 1/3. Again, as I mentioned before, the number at the bottom is not going to tell us which one is bigger. We have to use butterfly method. And also, the smaller the number, the fraction is going to be bigger. Like for example, you know that 1/2 of a pizza, 1 out of 2 parts, is going to be bigger than if you only ate 1 out of 6, 1/6. So that is a good indicator. Letter C, 1/3. 8 minus 3 is 5, which that is true. So 1/3 is smaller than 1/5. Well, that fraction doesn't make much sense, but we're going to prove if what the paper is saying is correct. It is basically saying that 1/3 is smaller than 1/5. Let's do it here to prove it. 1/3 1/3, and 1/5. And again, you're going to use butterfly method. Remember that the paper is saying that 1/3 is smaller. I'm going to highlight that so we know what we're doing. 1/3 is smaller than 1/5. Let's check. What is 1 times 5? Cross multiplication, butterfly method. 1 times 5 is 5, and 1 times 3 is 3. So that is false because we know that 1/3 is actually bigger. It is larger than 1/5. Okay? So we already know that one. And it's ready. Okay. So 1/3 is bigger than 1/5. And either portion, that is the last option, which I already know is not correct. Okay. One piece of a cookie is equivalent, remember equivalent means the same value, to one piece of a cookie, so they are the same size. Well, that is not true. Again, we already know from the beginning that 1/3 is actually greater than 1/8. So I'm going to eliminate option C. That was not correct, and option D is not correct either. My only right option is letter A. He should choose 1/3 because the pieces of a cookie split into thirds. So pieces of a cookie split into thirds are larger than pieces of a cookie split into eighths. Amigos, I'm very sure that during this time at home, you're going to be eating a lot of cookies. So I want you to pay attention to that the next time you're trying to eat a cookie. One of them, try to make 3 equal pieces of a cookie, and on the other one, try to make 8 equal pieces of the same cookie, means the same size of a cookie, the same type. And then you're going to notice that eating 1/3 is bigger than 1/8. Okay, so with this we have finished our paper. Let's just recap on the answers that we have. I really hope I can see all of this on your paper so that I am very happy knowing that you watched the video and you found the answers with some help from the videos I'm making. Number 1, it was a perimeter. The right answer is letter C. Number 2, it was about equivalent fractions. The answer is J. Number 3, the right answer was D, 21 square centimeters. Number 4, we need a 98 on that grid. Make sure they are in the right position. Number 5, the answer is B. Number 6, we need to find an array equal to 36, and that is letter G. And number 7, the right answer is letter A. Okay, thank you again for watching this video. We just have one more day from this week, and then you will have the weekend to enjoy. Goodbye.